Okay. We're going to work on this model. This model. We're going to add this model. Going to do some more stuff with styrene. Okay, folks. I'm going to do another, what I call Down to Earth Live from home. And with this Down to Earth Live, I'm going to do some work. Got to catch up on some of these models I need to finish for this production thing I'm working on. So this is one of the architectural models for the miniature set in the film project I'm working on. Still a lot more work I need to do. I haven't done any wiring or lighting inside. Just to give you a little more of a perspective. Try to give you a 360. All right, that's it. All right. So I've already done the decal paneling for the windows, but I'm going to give this some more depth. I'm going to build a structure around this. That'll also help eliminate some of the light leaks that might come out when I put the internal lights and the wiring inside and illuminate it. Sometimes with the paneling I put in, there's always this light escape. So I'm going to cut out and form a frame around this decal and then detail it, to make it look like terraces or something of that nature. I'm not going to go too elaborate with fencing and all that stuff. I don't think it needs that purpose, but just for one part, the aesthetic and the design, and two, for the practical factor that I need to filter out some of the light leaks. So that's just one technique. So I'm going to start off with some styrene. This is a 0.2 styrene sheet. These are the most flexible. I've used styrene sheets with thickness in terms of 0.8, and I find that they're very durable, but they're very challenging to cut. So I usually work between a 2 to about a 4 at the most. Maybe a 6 or an 8. 8 is rare, but I have used 8. 8 is very, very thick. All right, I also have some styrene tubing of sorts to build structure. As I've gotten more knowledgeable and more skilled at building these models, I decided to make them a little more intricate because as I've gotten more skilled, I realized there were ways to to shortcut. Oh, I just woke up. I need some coffee. To shortcut the building process, which then therefore I can put more time into the design in terms of the intricacy of the design to make it look a little more elaborate. All right, so what I'm going to do, I want to start with some styrene. I have some styrene sheets here. This here is a 4. And this here is a 2. Okay, I don't know if you can see the thickness. You probably, let's see. It's kind of blurred, but anyway. For this purpose intended, I'm going to use the 4 because I'm going to adhere other textures on this, So first I got to figure out, do I have enough for this sheet? Yeah, and I just have about enough. So what I'm going to do for all intended and purposes, I have to scale out. And I'm going to cut almost like a frame of this. So let me see how I want this. Let's say if I edge it here. Nope. Gotta edge it here. And this is a little bit of a process that's a little, let me see. I gotta make sure that's, if I decide to use this whole sheet, no. Use it sparingly. sometimes the best way for me to do this is to pre-illuminate. You know, if I can illuminate from the inside, it's easier for me to trace where my edges are going to be. So let's just take this. I have to rough edge this. With this rough edge, I always give myself a little bit of extra space in case it's the measurement is off. I can trim down. It's best to measure, I guess from my experience in cutting the styrene, and I'm trying to make a cut or fit that's precise. So I'm gonna, this edge right here, I'm working on. So I find it's best to sometimes make it a little bit bigger, and that way if it doesn't fit, you can scrape and cut down, because once you make it too small, it's hard to fill in the space. So sometimes it's better if I see, I got that approximate, that angle is off right about here, so then I can edge out. I want to get this parallel. And that way I can always trim away. That makes much of a difference. What a difference the day makes. 24 little hours. I already had my breakfast. Sometimes also when I'm doing this, a lot of these rough models or refined models, they're not always perfect. Especially if you have something that's custom for your own creation. This is to say that as the one who designs it, we see all the flaws in it. Unless another person is also, a master, builder of these models. I'm talking about those little glitches and mistakes that, in terms of the glue or resin or whatever it is, those little imperfections, they don't usually show up unless you point them out. Okay. So I see. Edge that off. And all these little pieces of scraps that I cut off, the excess, you don't throw it away. Like these little pieces. This can be used to build surface structure for this model or another model. In terms of the detail, stuff like this, you never throw stuff away. This can be here somewhere here or whatever. It can be painted separately and attached separately. Okay. Almost. I'm gonna trim some off here, and then I'm good. Which would make that perfect. Let me cut this off. I got some inspiration. I came across another modeler, who has a Instagram page that I've seen work that I've been inspired by. And he did a podcast inviting another builder in, and they're from the UK. I didn't realize they were from UK because I've never seen any of the other posts, but I decided to watch this one because I saw some amazing things on it. And that gave me a bit of inspiration. I said, you know what? This is really cool stuff. What's the guy's name? Gosh, I can't remember. Long story short, it was enough to give me some inspiration to say, you know what, let me get back to the lab. And get some more of the rhymes. I add one after the other one. Now I'm not gonna chop up Rakim's lyrics. So now what I'm doing is I'm scaling out where my window edge is going to be. Just trying to get a little bit an approximate. Dun, 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 dun. Optimist. I am Optimus Prime. The Autobots. Roll out. Transform. Oh, that sounds so nerdy. But it's the nerds who rule the world. The nerds rule the world. Yes, they do. They make all the inventions that'll control you, baby. You just don't think it's true. Because the nerds rule the world. Okay, it's coming along. And then from this outline, it's going to follow the contour. I'll hollow out. And this will become a frame. And then I'll put in paneling and things on this to make it look. You'll see. It's going to look like the late Bob Ross. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be really exquisite. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to see. I'm going to cut out the styrene, and you're going to see all kinds of wonderful, fantastic shapes. And when you get a little frustrated, sometimes you got to take out your work, take out your little frustrations, and then you just take it and just beat the devil out of it. You remember The Joy of Painting? I used to watch that show. Let me bring it down there. Let me trim off a little bit here, just to give a little interest, to make it a little different. Let me freehand cut this. It's a small section. To make a better fit. Yep. So that's kind of how it's going to look. Then I'll cut this out as a contour, and you'll see. But I got to make sure I measure this before I cut it. So let's see how we're going to do this. That. Okay, now let's see. Let's test it out. Let's test out the contour. What can I say? The thing about this is I always say whatever work you do, I don't care if it's painting, drawing, acting, if it's your passion, the key thing to it is success, is enjoying it. You know, if you enjoy what you do, then you are that much successful, you know, to I guess, fulfill a dream or your passion. A lot of us don't live through our passions. We live to survive. You know, I was a former educator. And believe it or not, as much as I was good at teaching, here comes a alert. As much as I was good at teaching, I didn't really enjoy it. You know, and it's the systematic factor of everything. It's the way the system works. You know, it was more of a system thing. The bureaucracy, the red tape, the nonsense that dulls the spirit of all of it. Okay, so just give me a second, and I'm going to give you a better sense of what this contour window is going to look like. I'm going to call it a contour window. Not that that's the name of it. That's just what I'm going to call it. A contour window. Dun, dun, dun. This contour window, the world of tomorrow. As you can see in futurism, with a black style known as Afro-ness, we call it Afrofuturism. The world of tomorrow. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so this will be some of the contour that fits this. See a better view. See the reflections? I like the reflections. That's gonna make that little reflection right there. That's gonna be cool. Because when the model's lit up, when I have key lights and other lights, floodlights and all that kind of stuff, and cast light, it's gonna reflect off. I can even have light effects, make it look like the sun, or I can have projection, and then it'll reflect that projection. So if I had a projection of the sky, rear projection, so to speak, and this is angled at a certain point, whatever projection there is, if it's clouds and sun, you're going to see this reflection here. It's going to make it look more dynamic, see? Oh, pretend, I don't know. And when it's illuminated, special effects. So here's the kind of the matching contour. So then what I do is I will trim this out. When I cut this out, I'm going to make this video short because it's better for me to get into the work than to talk it through. My styrene. Where do I get my styrene from? Let me get to those more informative. My styrene, I order on different places, different sources on Amazon. That's because I find it's better for me to save time ordering it and having it shipped to me than going out and getting it. You go to a place, a hobby spot or whatever it is, and then if the inventory is low and you get oh, we're out, then that means you wasted a trip. And a trip given can be anywhere an hour or change, depending on how many errands you do, much less, give or take. And I'd rather be productive. At least while my inventory is low, I'm anticipating a delivery. I could still keep working on another model. I don't have to stop my process. So, coming into close to 20 minutes of this video, I'm going to do another excerpt video. I'm just going to edit the video down for more specific points. I've been asked before, when are you going to do tutorial videos? Truth in that? You want to hear the truth? The truth? As soon as I could monetize, I want to make money. People spend tens of thousands of dollars going to specialized art schools and stuff like this. I remember years ago when I went to art school and I majored in animation, there was no such thing as an animation degree. People looked at animation like, oh, animation. And now with the surge of, with the bombardment of gaming and game engines, now it's like, yeah, you get an animation degree. Now you must prove you're certified to be an animator. I think that tell the truth as more gatekeeping. Oops. Gatekeeping system. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. Back in the day when we did animation. And then we look for gigs and we, you know, it was an adventure in itself. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Okay, did I cut all the pieces out? Let's see. What I like about the styrene that you bend, you got that snap. There's that snap. So you just score it. You bend it, and then snap. It pops out. Bend it. Snap. Snap. There you go. Snap. 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 If you do a nice clean score line, your snap will be clean. And then the last piece right here. There you go. Ta-da! Then that, let's see if it lines up. There you go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. It looks, oh, it's beautiful. Okay. And then from this, once I map this out, this is where I'll put my little beams of terraces, whatever. And I'm going to use, just to give you an idea, these pieces of styrene, a little smaller size, that go in between. So where you see these little black areas, you know, those would be the, I don't know how you call it in architectural terms, but those would be the landings, or they'll be the, where I can put the terrace. Okay, this is what I need. Get a small one. Do I have enough? I need to make sure I have enough of these styrene sheets. Styrene, not sheets, actually. There you go. I have a real tiny one. Trying to find the smallest of the smalls. Take the piece out as much as I can. And these I got on Amazon. They didn't take forever. Sometimes I had material I've ordered on Amazon, and it has taken forever to get. And they'll, oh, it's delayed. Oh, it's late. Oh, it's late. And I said, you know what? Cancel it. So, 1, 2. I have 12 of these. I'm going to take these, not all 12, but then I'll map out. There we go. That will be that. And then I'll edge out along here some other pieces. All right, that being said, that is what it is. I'll check with you guys later. An update on this. I don't want this video to be too long, and then it'll be. All right, people. Peace. No chicken grease.